Hello Pisces, and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a Mercury in retrograde reading for Pisces. Mercury enters retrograde on October 31st and will be leaving on November 20th. You guys, most of you may know that Mercury retrograde can be a little intense for people. So this is going to be a 6-card reading talking about what will the retrograde bring into your life, what aspects will be most affected, how you can minimize the damage, what lessons need to be learned, what part of your past do you need to reflect on in order to heal, what's going to be the general outcome of Mercury retrograde. So let's go ahead and get started, Pisces. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, that little red button on the bottom right. At the end of the video, please comment and share if that's something you like to do. And I'm going to ask that you give this video a thumbs up. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with our Pisces Mercury in retrograde reading. Spirit, please tell Pisces what messages they need to hear for Mercury in retrograde. I'm just going to go ahead and start. Okay, very nice. 10 of Wands, interesting energy. Okay, so the first card out is the Sun card. So what will retrograde bring into my life? Well, this is really nice. This is optimism, this is partnership, this is creativity, and this is strength. These people are really enjoying their time. So if some of you have been going through a difficult period or maybe even a shadow period doing shadow work, it looks like Mercury retrograde is going to make you go over things, bring people or issues from the past back around, but really give you this optimistic, creative energy that makes you feel like you're standing in the sun. To me, it seems very, very nice. What aspects of your life will be most affected by this retrograde period? Here we have the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is all about truth and clarity and also communication. So your truth, what is true for you, what is true about your relationships, what is true about your behaviors, the cause and the effect in your life, and the way that you communicate is going to be affected a lot by this retrograde. Now, remember that Mercury retrograde communications can get jumbled and get, fumbled and jumbled. Emails can get lost. Messages can be misinterpreted. So Pisces, you do have to be just very careful with that. Okay. How can you minimize the damage and negative results of this retrograde? Ace of Pentacles. This is a blessing. This is abundance. This is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn energy. This is planning. But this is really making sure that your analytical mind doesn't get in the way of you seeing the opportunities and the blessings that are in your life. So it's very important, because there is abundance there. There is opportunity. There are blessings. If you can just see those, make sure that you see them, then you will, you can minimize the damage or the negative results of any miscommunications. You do have 2 aces coming out in this reading, which is very beautiful. It's actually very auspicious. If you look at the Cancer Mercury and retrograde reading, it actually looks very, very nice for Cancer, and it's kind of shaping up to be kind of nice for you guys as well. With these 2 aces, I think you're going to be getting a lot of blessings, a lot of green lights to go, all right, which is very interesting. What lessons need to be learned during this period? Here we have the Chariot card. This is the Cancer card, so you may be dealing with a Cancer, a fellow water sign. But the Chariot is all about standing your ground, being poised, even though things might get a little bit crazy. So the charioteer is on a chariot, and it's a very rough and rocky road, which makes a lot of sense because Mercury in retrograde is often a rough and rocky period for people. But stand in your truth, use your experience, speak up, okay? Communication, be very strong, be very direct in your communications, which I know isn't always easy for Pisces, but stand in your strength and your power and your experience and your maturity, and especially with speech and the way that you're talking to people, to make sure that and use your willpower. Normally here on the Chariot card, we have two horses that we're trying to get, you know, they want to go in opposite directions, but we're trying to get them to go in this one direction. And you can do that successfully with your strength and your willpower. Okay, here in this card, it's a little bit different. If you can see, we have this charioteer, and it's kind of leaving, it's sort of leaving, or it's in the middle of this procession, but it's still really the strongest element. Strength and maturity and poise is going to be you know, what you really need to learn here, and standing on your own and being able to, you know, make sure you set your sights on victory, okay, because that's going to be really important, okay, and using your willpower, not giving in to others, being strong. That's the lesson you need to learn during this period. The part of your past that you need to reflect on in order to heal and aid in your journey is the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is, it's interesting, he's coming out next to the Chariot. This is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn energy. But the Knight of Pentacles is somebody who stays on his horse. He's not into instant gratification. It's not these get-rich-quick schemes. It's not, you know, everything's going to happen for me overnight. This could have to do with your wealth and your finances. The Knight of Pentacles has, you know, he doesn't shy away from hard work. He knows that something worth, it's not waiting for, but something of value isn't something that always happens overnight. Now, it doesn't mean that it has to be difficult, but the message with the Chariot about what lesson you need to learn is going back and looking at your past and maybe how you might have abandoned yourself or abandoned a project that you should have really stuck with. And this could have to do with finances, health, wealth, and abundance, and that sort of thing. But don't worry, there is a lot of abundance and blessings coming to you. So when they do come back around for you, Cancer, it may have been something that you didn't stick with before, but you might be getting a second opportunity in Mercury retrograde. Make sure that you stick to your guns. Make sure you stick to your plan. Don't let anybody sway you in that journey. And your final outcome here is the Page of Wands. Will it be a generally positive learning experience, or will there be a lot of misunderstandings? Well, the Page of Wands here is all about delivering a message. So remember here that what's going to be most affected during this period for you, Pisces, is communication and truth. The Page of Wands comes in with this very fiery, very positive message. But I am also getting, because this is not a negative card, but that there could be some misunderstandings with this Page of Wands because it's not the most mature energy. In the upright, it did show up in the upright. I don't read reversals in this in my Mercury retrograde readings, but I do feel like you have to watch out because it might be more pomp and more glitter than substance, whatever these communications are. So I really want you to use your maturity and your experience. Make sure that you don't get off your horse. Don't be swayed by something that's not quite developed. Okay, so somebody might send you this amazing proposal. You get, a message, and it looks too good to be true. I want you to really make sure that you take your time and you do the research and you look at it very objectively, even if it's something that you really want and you might have been wishing for. Now, the overall energy here is the is the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Wands can be, you've taken on too much. It could be slightly oppressive. And so that's why I want you to be very careful with these messages that are coming to you during Mercury retrograde, that there might be some misunderstandings, or that there might be some damage done by these communications that have more pomp and more flash than they do substance, and make sure that it doesn't become too overwhelming for you. Okay, my dear Pisces? So let's go ahead and pull some animal spirit oracle cards for you. Spirit, what other messages do you have for Pisces during this Mercury retrograde season? What other messages do you have for Pisces during this Mercury retrograde season? Okay, the first card out, Hummingbird Spirit, be here now. Okay, so hummingbirds, they move really, really fast. They're very beautiful. They're migratory. It's asking you to be in the present during Mercury retrograde. Don't let too much from the past come in and confuse you. Make sure you're relying on your strength and your experience and what you know. And don't let any of this flash, okay, become too overwhelming for you. Okay, underneath that card, we also have the Strength card, which I think is really appropriate. You need to really stand in your strength, Pisces. You need to stand your ground as well. Like this Chariot, stay on your horse. Don't let anything sway you. Hummingbirds, they flit their wings very, very fast. It's also this energy of flirtatiousness. If this resonates with you in a romantic relationship, don't let somebody who's batting their eyelashes distract you from, what it is you need to do or from what's real in your life, okay? So make sure that you stay in the present and you are discerning. Really nice, okay. Antelope Spirit. Okay, life is speeding up. Okay, so things might be moving pretty quickly for you. We get that here with that Chariot card. It's swift movement. But, life is speeding up, but that doesn't mean that you have to be careless or reckless in your decision making or, make sure that I just want you to be very discerning with the offerings and the communications that you're getting. I just want to make sure that you know if they are of substance or not and react accordingly. And our final message for Pisces for Mercury retrograde. What is our final message for Pisces for Mercury retrograde? Wondrous universe, walk in beauty. Yeah, so I love this. So here we have this magician and he's balancing out these planets and the sun and the stars. Make sure that, hold your head up high, walk in beauty. I mean, this is beautiful. There's partnership, there's creativity. Okay, there's warmth, there's standing in the sun. Just make sure you don't get distracted. Stay on your horse, stick to your guns, stick to your path. We see that here with the Knight of Pentacles coming out. No instant gratification. Don't get persuaded or don't get thrown off your path by, glittery objects or flirtatious people or people that offer you more than they can actually give you. All right, Pisces, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment and share if that's something you like to do. And remember that I love you and I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful Mercury retrograde.